A pair of twin sisters were saying a reluctant goodbye. The younger sister, who had a heart condition, was lucky to be adopted by an American couple. Originally, the older sister was supposed to be adopted, but she gave that chance to her sister, because only by going abroad would her sister have a chance to be cured. But neither of the twin sisters expected that their parting would be for a lifetime. After the younger sister left, the older sister was adopted by a volunteer from the orphanage. Although the family was not wealthy, the man ran a small business and they lived a modest but steady life. It was only because they had no children that they adopted Yali. When Yali arrived, her adoptive mother acted cold. She even disliked Yali calling her mother. From that moment, Yali began to live carefully in that home. Her first task each day was to see if her sister had written. Not long after Yali came, her adoptive mother became pregnant. Naturally, she paid even less attention to her foster daughter. Fortunately, the adoptive father treated Yali like his own daughter, and he did not let her suffer too much there. Soon 8 years passed. Because of the pandemic, the adoptive father's business faced bankruptcy. The wife could not accept the truth and exploded at her husband. She even blamed everything on Yali. She thought Yali was a bad omen who brought them ruin. In anger, the husband struck his wife. This led to a fierce argument between the couple. Hidden in her room, Yali realized that her adoptive mother could no longer tolerate her. To avoid putting her adoptive father in a difficult position, she decided to leave the home and live on her own. 10 years later, Yali had become a graceful young woman. She also met her Prince Charming. The man named Zayu was an extremely wealthy second-generation heir. He spent his days with nothing to do taking photos with a camera. They connected over photography and decided to marry. But the wealthy family matriarch looked down on an orphan like Yali, because she could not accept her son marrying a poor woman. The elder came and did not give the newlyweds a blessing. Instead, she secretly offered Yali money to leave Zayu, and promised a generous compensation. But Yali did not give the matriarch what she wanted. She and Zayu were genuinely in love and could not be separated. Without family approval, they still held their wedding. They pledged their vows and exchanged rings and became husband and wife. Because Zayu married a woman his mother did not approve, the mother cut ties. She also cut off his financial support. So the couple moved to a fishing village to live. Yali became a small fish seller. Zayu continued his photography and his studies. 2 years later, they had an adorable daughter. Although they were not wealthy, they were reasonably happy. Yali tried to mend relations with her mother-in-law. For 2 years she kept writing letters to the elder. Even without a reply, she never gave up. She thought the three of them would live happily ever after. But when the child was 2, she became ill. At the hospital, they found it was a congenital hereditary heart disease. Faced with the high cost of surgery, the couple was at a loss. Zayu had to give up his studies and look for work. He went where the money was quickest to earn. Soon the matriarch learned of the situation. She had her agents by the house where the couple lived. So the landlord had to tell Yali and her family to move out. With nowhere else to turn, Yali called her adoptive father for help. But she did not know how to ask at first, because she knew her adoptive parents had struggled over the years as well. Meanwhile, Zayu was out every day trying to earn money. He went wherever quick money could be found. Seeing her husband give up his dream made Yali feel heartbroken. She left the child with a neighbor to watch, and went to Seoul to ask her mother-in-law for help. The matriarch was not surprised by Yali's arrival. She knew that this day would come sooner or later. The elder agreed to pay for the granddaughter treatment without hesitation, but on the condition that Yali disappear from their lives as if she never existed.